some things I discovered, so I will instead make the video now, of course, because that's, you know. Anyways, it's about the new Thompson, the ballistic version, which I'm really glad that they're making more ballistic weapons, because that means more Chapter 5 weapons will be turned into hit scan. Even though they're no longer modular, even though they still have the coding for modular like items in them, because this has the foregrip, even though it should have the magazine as well. They made this new one have a proprietary default magazine, which is the drum magazine. So let's get on with the differences. First up, the old drum gun holds 40, which is underloaded by 10 rounds. The Thompson SMG usually has 50 rounds in the small drum mag and 100 in the bigger one. This has the exact same size drum, but for some reason holds 30 more than the real life Thompson is actually able to hold. So that's a bit unfortunate. Also, for some reason, you can aim down the sights in third person, which is rather weird, but anyways. The way you hold it is also different. You actually properly shoulder fire it, and when you're not, you don't hip fire it at all, which is interesting because the old one you do hip fire, but when you aim in, it's slightly brought up, which, I mean, it's kind of weird. I'd also like to point out the way you reload the SMG is incorrect. It's correct for the stick mags, because the stick mags you bring down and you stick back up, but the drum magazine loads from the side, and it's also a closed bolt. And on top of that, this is also a weird mishmash of the 1928 Thompson and the M1A1 Thompson, but really it's only because of the side-mounted charging handle, which is because they have to have that Picatinny rail on top of it, which, by the way, the Picatinny rail is not supposed to show up. It's only supposed to show up if you have a red dot or, anything on it, but they've bugged all the modular weapons for some reason. On top of that, this incorrectly takes the medium-sized ammo, but that's just because Fortnite wanted to do that for balancing reasons or whatever, which is dumb in my opinion, but either way, it also shoots out rifle cartridges, which, by the way, do not have a struck primer, but, this is a third-person cartoonish game, so that's whatever. Plus, the new one actually has struck primers, but we'll also get into what it actually shoots in a second. The fire rate is also incorrect for this one. Rather slow for the Thompson. And now, for the Ballistic Thompson. That's way more accurate. On top of that, the reload is correct, even in third person, not just first person. They take the magazine from the side and then stick it in also from the side, but the opposite direction, of course. So, that's rather dope. Especially seeing as it's different in third person too. That's huge. And when you actually shoot it, you see that it's pistol cartridges with also struck primers, so suck on that, COD. It's unfortunate that they didn't correct it to be open bolt, because they do have an open bolt gun, which is the Frenzy Auto Shotgun, which is based on the AA-12, which is open bolt, so they know how open bolts work, and the Thompson is open bolt, but I do believe that there is some modified versions that are closed bolt for whatever reason, which I think that technically means you can then hold one in the chamber, because you can't do that with open bolt SMGs, guns in general. And the last thing I'd like to point out with this gun is that there's no magazine lever release, though, unfortunately. They just mirrored the side, and yeah, because there should be like a little lever that you can use your thumb just like behind the trigger, and then it holds into a little hole on the drum magazine. So that's huge. Also, this little cutout for the drum bag is prevalent in the OG model too, so the fact that they didn't know that it, like, not stuck up from the bottom like like stick mags are. It's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully this gets updated to have these animations, because the old guns do deserve a little bit of a makeover, especially when they are put into the first-person camera at the very least, because, you know, there's no reason to not have them be a little bit touched up, because it would be dope. And also, please, oh wait, I have to actually hover over the actual gun itself, wherever it may be, because I still want the name for the quote-unquote Reaper modular sniper rifle to be changed to the modular sniper rifle, because it's just weird and dumb that it's not fitting with the other ones, because this is the modular, and this just says Reaper first to the modular, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, basically it. Well, all my other hopes that I constantly bring up. Also, actually, quick little interjection. I just want to point out that the older design for their drum gun is actually way more accurate to the in 1928, because it has the top charging handle. It even has a little button on the stock, which this neglects, because this should have that. However, it still has the same exact issues, but it's actually open bolt. So that's kind of funny, because I forgot that this was actually open bolt. So, yeah. Bit weird that they did that, but, that's it.